creating this opportunity for us. Okay, Robert,
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't
I'll
mean to interrupt you. You're on a roll there, buddy.
Well,
If you
that's
could
just
only see this window in front of me, the lightning is crazy right now. So like I said, if we lose you, I apologize. But anyway. So John, you were sitting there, you were talking about, hey, there's nowhere to go. And you like took my line from me. I was gonna say, yeah, there is. We're gonna go to the metaverse. you know, that's where we're gonna go. It's just crazy, crazy times. So, hey, everybody, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I know that it's late for some people. Some people it's kind of early. We do have people all around the globe that are coming on right now. And here in a little bit, we have a special person that I'm gonna let John introduce and everything. That this person is just phenomenal. More and more I learn, the more and more I'm impressed. But we're going to introduce you guys to her because she's going to be really a person that's going to help you guys with a lot of NFTs and everything too, as Tyler is, as other folks, because we're just, it's just amazing the wealth of talent that is coming here right now. But I've been monitoring these telegrams today, and I want to kind of see if I can't help a few folks. I've noticed in the participants and stuff, some of the folks that I've been communicating with and everything. So there's a lot of folks right now that are trying to get their bid packages. And I want you to understand that there was a little glitch, a little hiccup there. And it prevented, I would say, a large number of people that were waiting to the last minute to get their bid packages. And because we've been trying to push everybody as soon as they could. And they don't have them right now. And we know that we're getting ready to start tomorrow and they don't have them. And so we're trying to give everybody as much opportunity as we can to do that. Secondly, we've had like one or two bad actors out there that were trying to game the system. They used their credit card. They had bought USDT and then went back to their issuing bank and said, "Oh, I didn't make that transaction," and yet trying to pull the money out of there to do something else. I think there was one or two people that were actually trying to see, "Hey, let me see if I can withdraw it back to my bank and then challenge my credit card." Imagine that. So these things have kind of put a little dampener on it. I understand that we have new solutions that will be available Monday, maybe Tuesday, right in there. So that'll be back up and ready to go. The other thing is we were having a few issues with the NFTs, and the young lady that we're going to introduce you to, she actually has a big collection that she's going to be getting out for us and everything, so we can get this going, because you got to have something to bid on. And it's kind of funny, all these things kind of happen at one time. But I will tell you that we are so excited. In fact, I'm just going to kind of do a teaser right now. Some lucky person that is with our program may be actually winning a plane, a real airplane, an airplane that goes like 200 miles an hour, seats 4, that kind of stuff. And so we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. Probably not today, probably going to be talking about it on Monday and explaining all that too. Something very unique. And I think if we do that, it's going to open up a lot of possibilities that a lot of people have not thought about what NFTs can actually do. Again, I am just learning more and more every day about the possibilities here, and it's just blowing me away. Another thing I want to talk to you real quick. Had an interesting call with someone today that said, we've got a lot of people that want to get some shares, but they only got like $200, $400, things like that. And I said, it's just, we just can't do that. It's, we just can't track it all. We're having a hard time tracking the way it is. Well, they came up with a very unique idea. And I think John had spoken to them, and they were they had a large group. They had a group of like about 1,000 people. And so what they were doing, and I think they're in Alabama, if I remember correctly, They were going to form an LLC, and they were all going to join this LLC, and they were pooling their money together. Now, here's why they were doing that, pulling that money together. They were going to take advantage of the program we have out there, where if you buy 2,000 shares, you get 1,000. You buy 4,000 shares, you get, 2,000. And so their idea, and it was really, really a neat idea, and they wanted to find out if it would be okay. And I said, yeah, so let me see if I got this right. You want to put like 500 or 1,000 people together, and they're going to be all kinds of stuff. You're going to track it. Someone's going to be in charge of the LLC, and we're going to issue the shares in the name of the LLC. And it might be 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 shares. Well, so let's just say it was 200,000 shares. They're going to get an extra 100,000 shares. And they said, can you do that? And I said, yeah, actually we could, as long as you don't get too big. Yeah, we could do that. And I don't have a problem doing that. And as long as we stay within that 25% realm that we talked about, that we'd filed with the SEC on our Form D. So as long as we stay within there, I don't have a problem with that. And it's not taken away from those 300 for the individuals that said, well, I'm just going to come in because I don't know that group. And I'm just going to buy the 2,000 myself and get that extra 1,000. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there in your teams. If you've got a lot of people saying, I would like to take advantage of that bonus program, but I don't have enough money to do that, y'all might want to consider getting with John. John is really kind of the brainchild of this, the architect. And they came with a great idea. And so he could probably explain to you how you would do it, how you would set it up and everything else. And it would allow you and your team members to actually get more by just kind of pulling yourself together and everything. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to talk to you about too. It's been an interesting day as it's been going. We put, let's see, we've got a video out there kind of like coming soon. And I believe Ray, which is helping us right now, he's up in the Jacksonville area, is putting together some more videos. So he's going to be working with Irwin over there, Olo, to have these videos on how you go through and get everything set up. He's going to be doing the videos on how you do the back end with the PPM, how you go through signing everything, because there's been a lot of questions. There's been people that get so far and they stop, and we're in the process trying to help everybody. So as you can imagine, there's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so many people that can help you. And it's becoming pretty challenging, but we're going to get through it because we truly are committed to your success. And that's really why we want to do this. We want to see you guys succeed. And that's why I like coming on here, so you can actually see me. You can see I'm very sincere when I say that. So that being said, right now, we have got to get the ability for the international people to get their bid packs and everything. That ability should be coming up Monday, probably Tuesday at the latest. I was just on a call earlier, and that's being done. And the only reason we had that hiccup, just so you know, is we had an individual or a couple individuals back there that were really just trying to game the system. And it's a shame. It's really a shame when you have something like this. You have everybody that is very excited and moving forward, and everybody working together as one big team. And that's what I really like. We are just like one big team. And then you have somebody do that. That's just terrible. So anyway, I mean, rest assured, somebody like that is really, they're really never going to amount to anything. They don't see the vision. They don't see the long-term play here and everything else. But I will tell you, this thing is marching forward quickly. It is going to be an animal. It is going to suck the oxygen out of any other program out there. You're going to find people will hear that you're in this, and they'll say, can you put me in? Literally like that. And I've experienced this one other time in my life, and it was just phenomenal. And I think John had also experienced this before, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And we have other people on here too as well. In fact, there's a gentleman that was in the hospital right now. He's got a lot of health things going on, and he calls me almost every day, checking on it, going, how close are we? Where are we at? And I tell him, I go, man, take care of yourself. Oh, it's okay. He says, I'm gonna keep going till I drop. And literally he is. And John, you know who I'm talking about. Ed.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the guy's phenomenal. I mean, he's like three cats. He must have 27 lives. I mean, because he's already used up the first 9, so he's still rolling there. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna turn it back to John because I want him to introduce somebody that I think is pretty special, and I know that John does too. So John, I'm gonna hand it over to you, buddy.
Can you unmute her, please? Okay, yeah, I am very excited to introduce this individual. In fact, I'm the first person that saw her in this lifetime. She happens to be my daughter. She's been doing artwork since I don't know when. I can tell you at age 3, she drew up a bunch of little pictures and took her 2-year-old sister around the neighborhood and sold all those pictures. She came back, I didn't even know she was gone, neither did her mother, but she comes back with a fistful of money. And I asked her, where did you get this money? And she said, we went and sold some pictures. Now, this daughter of mine, she's quite an incredible individual. She started reading at 3 months. She was talking in sentences at 7 or at 9 months before she could even walk. She went to a half grade of kindergarten, skipped grades 1 and 2, entered grade 3, reading at a 9th grade level, and was so bored that she didn't really like school, but highly intelligent individual. Just she absorbs information at an incredible rate of speed. But she's been involved with cryptocurrency and NFTs for some time, and so I am excited to have her come on board with us here and work with the corporate team. My daughter, Aisha Austin. Are you there, Aisha?
I sure am. Can you hear me? Perfect. Well, I'm really
Yes.
excited to find out about the NFT project. And, like my dad said, but by the way, Dad, thank you. I couldn't have had a better introduction. It was very awesome. So like my dad said, I've been, an artist pretty much since birth. And I've also really gotten involved with a lot of things that are cryptocurrency related. I do a lot of, I do get bored a lot. So I do a lot of reading and studying and just always cramming myself with information. But the new things that started happening with crypto and just some of the statistics that I looked at, I was just so enamored with that as is. And, I'm not sure, how familiar everybody is with cryptocurrency, but, over $24 billion was spent on NFT platforms last year. 24 billion. I mean, that's a pretty good amount, and some of the other statistics that I think are really fun just for, some of the things we're looking at is over 12,000 NFT sales happen every single day. And with NFT rewards, this is the fastest growing marketplace that has happened since the very first one that went big, which is OpenSea. So we're looking at something really amazing here, and I'm very, very honored to even be considered to have my art, be part of the project as well. It's very impressive to me to see how fast the group has been growing and just listening to all the webinars. And I'm really, really excited and really grateful to be part of. And I really appreciate the opportunity and what you're doing, Robert. This is a really great program. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, so
go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Well, maybe you can just share a little bit, really where you see, I think a lot of people are, maybe they're afraid to step into a new space, if you will. But, maybe you could touch on, how things have evolved in your lifetime. We go clear back to pagers and computers, DVDs, CDs, all of these things. None of us knew how to use these things in the beginning, right? So there was a little learning curve, but it wasn't that terrible. And I think we're going to see the same thing here. People don't really have to be concerned about being frustrated or anything. Just take a deep breath, take it one step at a time, because this is not going to be that difficult, folks. This is going to be something that you're going to learn rather quickly. And like we talked about, there's going to be instructional videos to walk you through all of these things. And of course, we're going to have our webinars and whatnot. We can show you all the steps that you need to take. The main thing I think is you really need to just get involved and share this opportunity with other people, and especially, this private placement of stock that Robert is talking about. I've never seen anything that I think even compares, because if you look at Google buying out YouTube, for example, why did they do that? They did it for the eyeballs. There's a lot of money in advertising, and what happens when you're watching a YouTube video, you get interrupted several times and you've got to watch an ad for a few seconds. Well, the people that are putting those ads up are paying money for you to see those. Okay, so basically the same concept here. These people that have created metaverses and spent billions of dollars doing that, they're not attracting eyeballs of our age group. They're getting, 13-year-olds, mostly males, and these people don't have a lot of buying power, and they're not interested in buying the kind of things that will attract businesses into a metaverse, like, you know, like you and I would purchase. So these people are very, very excited. They're looking at us very strongly. We've got at least 3 people now that would like to purchase NFT rewards. So, and we've already told them it's not going to come cheap, folks. We're expecting these shares to go to $375. So, Robert, I'm sorry.
Four.
Oh, no.
Interrupt me or take it away.
No, you're doing great. But I'm listening to that all night going, you're right. It is. In fact, what's happening is we're getting pitched on, can you bring it over to our platform now? And because the numbers are getting pretty surprising. And I've said, well, we're first gonna get out the gate and get going here. And we're fixing to. In fact, we were getting ready to go tomorrow if it hadn't been for a few people kind of like shooting us in the foot, because we saw everything coming in really quick, and we wanted to make sure that everybody is there to go. Number 2, we needed to really kind of build up on our NFTs and stuff, and John's daughter has just been doing this for a while, and she's got a collection that we would love to be able to use a little bit of that. And so that's what we're talking to her about and everything. And she's extremely talented, gonna help us with that. And then we've got some other folks that have now jumped in, because people want to be around success. I think everybody knows that. If you see something really good and it's taking off, everybody wants to be there. And that's the phenomena that we're having right now, is that people want to be here. You can't imagine the excitement that I hear from people now when they call up and they talk about it. But I want to take a few moments, because I had a really interesting conversation the other day. Person called me up and they said, I want to get 4,000 shares. And I said, great. And I said, do you know what it's all about? And he goes, no, but I heard it's going to be great. And I said, so you're going to spend $10,000 and essentially get 6,000 shares, and you really don't know what it's all about? And basically said, no, but I heard it's going to be great. And I said, well, do you mind if I take a few moments and tell you how we're coming up with the valuation, how it's going to work? Because I want people to understand that. I want them to understand why. So, when John basically said eyeballs, he's dead on. He's dead on. But let me explain why. If you're in a metaverse today, and there's like maybe 300 or plus out there, and there are different variants, some look really sophisticated, some look really cheesy. Trust me. And they're all over the map. But here is the one common denominator. Most every metaverse is geared around right now kids that are like 13, 14, 15 years old. And generally they're male, not even female, male. Okay. And they are looking for these gaming type platforms, and they're playing games and doing the stuff, and they're interacting with different people in there. And that's great. It works for them. But for a person that puts that kind of money into a metaverse, they need to have other things like malls. They need to have places to go shop. They need to have entertainment venues. They need to have post-secondary, which is like these second party education, like, go learn a trade or something like that. They need those in there. You're going to go learn the program, interact with it. There's going to be colleges that are going to want to tap in because we're going to have the people there. They can say, come to our online college. You're going to have mega churches that will be in here. But that never happens unless they have the eyeballs that meet the demographics of what we are. Plain and simple. And so when we realized that and we started going, we said, we really have something here. We absolutely do. And the fact that they're reaching out to us now and we're not even live yet tells you something right there. So I've made a commitment to everybody. As soon as we get up to about 200,000 members strong and growing, because remember how John said in the beginning, there's no other place to go, with the digital currency and everything, we can't go move to another country or whatever, because this is it, we're stuck on this earth. So that being said, in the metaverse environment, you have really, it's what's going to be kind of like a safety umbrella or protection. I used to tell people, I'd said, it's like trying to pick the, excuse my language, fly shit out of the pepper. You're not going to be able to find it, because when you're in there and you're amongst all these other platforms that are inside that metaverse, it becomes a literal nightmare for any regulator to get in there and try to question or whatever. They're gonna pick the low-lying fruit. And why is that important for you? Because simply, you're going to work very hard to build an income. And I think a lot of people here have done that before. So when you're building that income, you don't want it ripped away from you all of a sudden. You want to have that income continue. And that's what we're talking about. So when that happens, we feel that towards the end of this year, towards first part of fourth quarter, because we've had a little delay getting going, that this will actually be acquired at that point. Now, will it continue? Absolutely. It's going to continue. It's going to be in a little bit different environment, but you're going to learn to go through it and everything else. And it's going to be exciting because now there's a lot of people here that are going to be earning that extra money that they've always dreamed about having. Well, imagine in the metaverse, walking through a home builder's spot or walking through a resort.
Robert, can I introduce you? We have a person here that's unmuted, and it's creating a lot of background noise. Can you
Let me
mute
see if
him?
I can mute him really fast here. There we go. Maybe that helps right there. Thanks, John. So anyway, it's very important that you understand these things are going to be available to you, absolutely available to you. And you can't really imagine it right now. It's no different than when you first got your first disk that you put in your computer, and it probably said, you've got mail. Remember the old AOL? And you got in there and you looked around a few things and you said, I'm on the internet. And the fact was, you really, you were, but you weren't, and life has changed so much because you've got Google, you've got all these different search engines, you got all this, you got YouTube, you got all kinds of entertainment. Heck, I got rid of cable. I have strictly internet powering all my TV, local channels, everything here, in our home, because we were spending like $330 for cable. You can imagine that. We went out and got all the equipment and have the internet, and I think we're about $80 now. Plain and simple. So it makes more sense what's happening, and you're running into something right now that you've got some faith in. You understand it, but I don't think you're fully realizing what this is going to be. I really don't. And we are working very hard because everything we're doing here has to become a smart contract. And I want to explain that really quickly, guys. If you've ever joined a program and everything's going great, and all of a sudden someone changes the rules on you. Well, in a smart contract, that cannot happen. Once the commission structure is all set up, It's really being involved into a smart contract. That's what's happening right now. And so just like the NFTs we talked about, there is a smart contract that's assigned to that NFT. It lays on the blockchain. Ours is going to be on the Polygon, I believe it is. And it can't change because it's all interlockable the way it is. So in that particular situation, if you're the owner of a collection of NFTs, every time it trades, you're earning 10% on every transaction. Think about that. Every transaction. If you have a collection of NFTs on this platform and it's trading 3 or 4 times a day or 5 times a day, and it's going for $10 or $20 or $30, 10% of that is coming to you. And if you have a collection of 100 or 200 or 300 out there, think about that. That adds up. I've talked to a lot of young kids that are very well off that have had their collections on different platforms, and they are doing very well because, you know, some of them have like 10,000 piece collection, and they spent money to get those collections out there. So it didn't happen overnight. They've got it, but now they're making, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars a day. And these are young kids. I know one of them, y'all met him here the other day. And he's got a friend. He's doing the exact same thing. Y'all met Tyler. I'm talking about Charlie. Charlie, same thing. And there's all kinds of people. We got Sam over there in Dubai, and he's actually working on some wallet systems that'll be in the metaverse and everything. So we have all these people that are coming to us right now, and the opportunity is so great. The timing is such. I mean, it's just, I can't believe it. And so that's what we're talking about. So we have a couple days delay just because of some actions from a few people, but that's okay. It's being fixed. It's being taken care of. Everybody's going to move forward, and we're all going to go to the top. And John, I think that's pretty much it. I think we've explained it pretty well. We're going to do another meeting on Monday, and I've talked to a few people, and they've really asked if there was any way, because we're missing a lot of large groups, if we couldn't do it a little bit later. So I'm going to talk to them. So either we're going to do one later than 7, or John, we might be doing one at 7 and one at 9 o'clock for them. So anyway, because they've got a large, in fact, that's a group that's trying to pull everything together, so we can help them out too. So, but we will be back on Monday, and hopefully we've got some new. Oh, and we're going to have some stuff for you to see. By the way, you're going to be able to in your back end click and actually go see the auction. And I believe that's going to happen maybe tomorrow or Sunday, but you're going to be able to click and go see it. You're going to see some of the art sitting there, and there's going to be more loaded up. So it is kicking off. We just, like I said, we had a little glitch, and we've got to make sure that we give these other folks a fighting chance to get started here. So that's what we want to do, because it also, because they're in the matrix, will affect and impact your monies that you get on a daily basis. So you definitely want us to help them get in there and get qualified. So John, I'm going to turn it back over to you to close it out. And
Okay.
I want to thank you and your daughter for coming on, because you guys are awesome, man.
Thank you, Robert. And let's give Aisha a minute if she wants to share anything else. Aisha.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I just wanted to you know, bring up a couple of great points, you know, that I, you know, just from listening to the webinar. You know, for me being an artist, you know, I'm only good at what I practice. And so the very first time I tried to paint, or if I try to do something new, I'm not going to be great at it. You know, it might be overwhelming or seem like it might be hard. But, you know, as we all go through this, I mean, this is something that maybe feels a little bit similar. You know, looking back at technology, if we don't have any knowledge of it, it can get kind of overwhelming, you know. But the thing that I really love about what we're doing is we're getting together and we're talking and we're saying, hey, maybe we have some pain points here. Maybe I don't understand this, you know, and we can come together and we can figure all those things out and we can practice it together. And the best part about NFTs and the technology that we're talking about right here is this is the beginning. This is like you're getting in at the first part. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, I think Robert and possibly my dad also mentioned is that there hasn't really been anything that's geared technology wise like this for people that are not really, really young, and that might seem like it's, kind of a stigma or something, but the reality is crypto and NFTs, it's not a rich person thing. It's not a, this country thing or whatever. This is an everyone thing. This is something that everyone finally has the opportunity to be involved with. And being involved at the very beginning is one of the best places that you can be. And so with all the different ways to earn passive revenue through the NFT rewards program, and also, another thing that, I would like to also add is part of what is going to be happening on the site is you find something that you like and you buy it. You might sell it, you might hold on to it and have a personal collection, but when NFTs first started, I wasn't quite sure about it, and I just kind of read a lot about it, and I watched it, and I watched this one collection, and honestly, I didn't think it was attractive. I didn't like the art, but I paid attention anyway, and I just was flabbergasted when one of them sold for like $489,000. And it started out really, really inexpensively. And so in addition to all these great ways where it's like, getting the ability to have commission off of, people in the downline, all of the different ways to earn. In addition to that, I mean, it's very important to remember too, that what you're collecting can also be very valuable and be a really great legacy for you to leave to your future generations. It's really awesome to be part of something that cares so much about people, that people feel part of, that they're comfortable with what's going on, that they're educated and know how to do things, and that's a really nice place to be, because that helps everybody be better at what we're going to do. We're going to practice all of these new things, as it comes to be. But this is a new website. So everything, that happens as it's being developed, we're going to be the first adopters of it. And we're going to be the ones that can go out there and show people, hey, you know what? Maybe this is something that just kids were doing or whatever. But now look, here I'm doing this. This is my experience. Check out what I bought. I have this art. I like this. And it's a really great way to be able to get people excited about what you're doing. And, this is also really fun. It's fun to collect and, bid on things, and it's a lot of fun to participate in. And I'm really excited to watch and see how things grow and be part of this. It's a really awesome opportunity. And like I said, this is one of the fastest growing industries out there right now. And the part I like about it as well is because it is an NFT, for an artist, that's a certificate of authenticity. It's a title of ownership. So one of the reasons why I wasn't comfortable getting into the digital space is because if I put my image on the internet, someone could take it and then they say it's theirs. So it was very easy to steal that intellectual property from the people that made it. And this is going to prevent all of that. And it's a very awesome opportunity. I'm really glad to be part of. I appreciate it. And back to you, Dad.
Okay, well, thank you, Aisha. Glad to have you on the call, and certainly glad for your experience to help us out here, and especially as we get to see your artwork. I think a lot of people will be excited about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and close it out. I want to thank you again, Robert, for being here and sharing your vast knowledge with us. And I'll just give it back to you to close it out.
All right.
Good
Well,
night,
hey,
everybody.
everybody, I want to thank you for coming on. Like I said, we're going to post it out there for Monday. Be watching the site over the weekend, because you're probably going to see some changes, and you're probably going to notice that you're going to start looking at an auction platform here pretty quick. So start watching it, logging in, checking it out, and we'll give you updates as soon as we have the ACH and all that working again and everything. So I want to thank everybody, and of course you can, if you have another wallet or some of these Cash App things, you can send USDT or whatever, Bitcoin. We have a lot of people doing that. So if you need any help doing that, do reach out to us, because we will get it over there. We will help you get those bid packs bought. Okay. Thanks, everybody.